Hello, this is Chris with A Stroke of Color. This video is to show you a little bit about our interior paints, all the products we use, and of course some of the projects that we've done. This here is Duration Home Interior, one of the strongest, most durable, highest scrubbable paints out there. We use this in high traffic areas, kids' rooms, bathrooms, kitchens, and stuff whatnot. The next paint coming up is a product by Sherwin-Williams called Cashmere. It's a self-leveling paint. It actually makes the walls look almost perfectly smooth. It's one of the best finishes you can get out there. Still scrubbable, still very durable. And of course, the next one is an enamel, Pro Classic, a non-yellowing, comes in latex and oil, and it's one of the best out there. And especially that non-yellowing factor, which a lot of oils tend to go yellow once you put them on. This here is shrink-free spackling. We use shrink-free spackling on just about every surface we can instead of wall mud because it doesn't require extra coats. It's able to complete our jobs and help us to complete our jobs really fast. And this is the caulk we use, Powerhouse. It's an elastomeric, which means it's a rubberized caulk. It's not a silicone caulk. Silicone caulks are not very good. They don't last or don't hold up very well. The faux finish, this is a color faux finish with an opalesque finish. It's really hard to kind of tell, but it's kind of a blue turquoise with the opalesque on top of it. Kids' rooms, we install borders. We do just about anything you can imagine. This is 3 coats of yellow and, of course, installed with the border. And, of course, the customers match the border and everything. This is a faux worn leather look that we did for a customer. Turned out great. This really doesn't show it justice about how intense this color is. And this is a faux finish. It's a color wash that was actually designed by a customer, and we just kind of took off with it and went with everything and kind of did his same thing. And this is a 4-color blend, which is actually kind of a wash and also a stipple technique that we do. Kind of gives it kind of a marble-esque kind of a look without all the veining and stuff to it. These are walls that we had to go through, skim coat the whole walls to smooth them out. They were just a mess to look at and really bumpy. And of course, afterwards, we did a faux finish real quick for a customer. We don't always do faux finishes on walls, but with this one, he just wanted a nice, easy faux finish that wasn't too drastic, and of course, he ended up with that. This is for all the cabinets that we see, the old oak stained cabinets that have been worn out, chipped, nicked, dinged. We can actually make these cabinets look brand spanking new, as you can see in this picture, just by adding a little stain, new polyurethane, and like I said, they come out gorgeous, like they're brand spanking new. This here, we do a lot of wallpaper removal. This actually had 3 layers of wallpaper in this home. This home was about 90 years old. We went through, got it all the way down to the plaster of Paris walls, and then of course mudded it where we need to mudded it, and of course does perfectly smooth finish afterwards. This next wall is one of the worst that we've seen. It had duct tape holding it together underneath 3 layers of wallpaper and 2 layers of paint, which we actually had to take out some of the older wall and of course mud it, skim coat it a little bit, and then two coats of paint with a primer underneath, and you get a perfectly smooth wall. In the next picture here, we do high voltage ceilings that actually, this one was just a regular wood ceiling with stained beams, and of course once we prime it all with 2 coats of primer, oil based of course, this is the outcome after we do the top coat of paint. Popcorn ceilings, they're a problem everywhere we go in Kansas City, and of course we removed the seams, retextured the ceiling, and of course you have a perfectly looking ceiling once it's done. In the next picture here, this was walls, ceiling, and trim, and this is just an after picture that we got done painting everything. Beforehand, it had raw beams, raw wood, old stained. This house was built in the 70s, so it had that 70s look. And of course, kitchen cabinets, this is where we use that Pro Classic. Repaint the ceiling, redo the cabinets, paint the walls. Looks brand spanking new. This next one, we did a ceiling repair, and if you can see in the bottom of this, under the word ceiling, there's a hole, a complete hole. It's just absolutely missing. We went through with this old tin ceiling and basically redid the whole area, fixed all of the spots, fixed all of the rust, and of course repainted it in this 120-year-old church. This is a faux antique cabinet. You can't really see the antiquing here. In the next picture, you'll see a little bit closer of the antiquing on the cabinets and stuff, and these actually started out with the old oak looking cabinets before we went in and then faux finished them. This next picture we do remodels too. This was actually, if you can see, the stone up top and below here, and we went through and covered the top of the stone with the sheetrock and put this really high dollar glass tile around the inside of the mantel, and then of course finished it off with a travertine tile on the bottom. And this is kind of the after the sheetrock and the tile effect here. And of course you can see it's a beautiful looking mantle now, and this is just to show you a little closer. This is Chris with the Stroke of Color, and if you have any questions, concerns, please call us. We can do everything as far as interiors. Bye-bye.